What's up guys, YGOstrats coming at you with a Dragon Ruler discussion video. I know I'm a bit late on all of these things, but I got around to watching all those videos posted by, Mega Capital G and MCole40 and all the big YouTubers. I figured I'd throw my 2 cents on it. Real quickly, in terms of whether or not they should stay banned, honestly, I'm good either way. They really run rank 7 as an entire series of cards. Even if it's not as prominent as it used to be, cards like Dragosack and Big Eye are still a threat. Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, Odd Eyes Absolute, all those rank 7s, they're always going to be stupidly powerful in my opinion, no matter how power creep this game gets. And the Dragon Rulers allow those cards to happen. In their own deck, they were annoying back when they'd use Skill Drain and what were they? The Majestic Dragons, I believe it was, the Earth and Water. The Mythic Dragons, Mythic Rulers, that was it. And then there's also the likes of the Dark Matter Dragon FTK, which was super powerful and ultimately the reason they were banned. But on the flip side, they really helped out other decks, like Ritual Beast loved having Tidal in it, loved having Tempest. Tidal was loved in Mermails. Personally, myself, I love Mermails, they're my favorite, and I miss my Tidal, so I do want it to come back. But at the same time, I don't want it to come back in the sense that, like I said, Dark Matter FTK is obnoxious. Lightsworn's like it. I don't think there's ever been a more consistent version of Lightsworn than the Lightsworn Rulers with the Eclipse Wyverns. Really, like I said, either way is what I think at the end of the day. Is if they come back, I'll be happy and upset, and if they stay banned, I will continue to be happy and upset. My question is about retrained versions of cards. Now, Konami has a history of sometimes releasing retrained, I don't know if retrained is the exact term for it, a watered down version of a card that was previously running amok in the metagame that you they had to ban it or get rid of it through some means and make up for it to release a weaker version of it. Big example would be Fishborg Blaster. Fishborg Blaster was a part of so many different decks back in the day. There was Trishula OTKs. The Frog Engine and Fishborg Blaster was running rampant as hell, and on top of that you had things like opening turn 2 Quasars back when even 1 Quasar was inconceivable in a deck, even like Synchron or something, and Fishborg Blaster was insane. A lot of scoops, a lot of early GGs and that nonsense came from Fishborg Blaster. A lot of people wanted it banned, and it was banned, but then after it died off and the Frog Engine had been hit, the deck was pretty much dead, and rather than keep the deck dead, Konami released Fishborg Launcher. And you can tell just from the card art that these two cards are incredibly similar. You can tell by the damn name, Fishborg Blaster and Fishborg Launcher. They're both level 1, they're both water. They've got flipped stats. Launcher has 200 attack, 100 defense. Blaster has 100 attack, 200 defense. Difference is Fishborg Launcher is watered down to a point of being pretty much unusable. If you have any monster that isn't water, you can't use its effect. When you use its effect to special summon it, it banishes itself when it leaves the field, and if you have multiple copies in your graveyard, it doesn't even matter, because you can only use the effect once per turn. Whereas with Fishborg Blaster, as long as you have a level 3 or lower water monster on board, you can use its effect. It won't banish itself if you do anything you want. As long as you got a level 3 or lower water monster, it's going to keep coming back, provided you have the cards to discard for it. It was insane. And they've done this a lot. There's the Sky Scourge cards for the Blackluster Soldier and Chaos Emperor Dragon. There's so many cards that are just weaker versions released later on to make them playable, but not broken. Now, typically they're way too watered down to be usable, like in the case of Fishborg Launcher or the Sky Scourges, which require 3 light fairies or dark fiends and then 1 dark fiend or light fairy, depending on which one you're summoning, but the requirements are over the top and ridiculous. My question is, in terms of the Dragon Rulers, that were obviously way too powerful. The thing about them is, I think a lot of people can agree, the reason they're so broken is that they allow you to use dragons and or their matching attribute from the hand or graveyard, which is insane. That, like, they are constantly live as long as they're in the grave or in the hand or like wherever, and they've got the matching attributes. These guys would go off multiple times per turn. And so my question is, how would people feel about dragon rulers, like King of Dragons or Dragon Commander? I can't think of a valid name for this, but something to the effect of the Dragon Rulers again. Hell, even level 7, for the sake of the decks that they're helping out, and completely biased just to keep my Mermails alive. But have it so that they're only attribute exclusive. They don't have to necessarily be dragons either, just a series of level 7 monsters that you can banish something from the graveyard to special summon it. They could have shittier stats, because, you know, Blaster, Tidal, and even Tempest were pretty solid stats. You can only banish from the graveyard, and they have to be matching attribute. So, in place of Tidal being able to banish a water from your hand or grave, or a dragon from your hand or grave, or dragon and water, just so many possible combinations, it has to banish 2 water monsters from your graveyard to special summon it, and you can throw in, like, you know, it has 1,000 attack, and it can't attack on the turn you do it, and it's just like, it's clearly a piece of shit meant to be used as an engine to keep other things going. And I feel like that would be a lot better. Or if you want to keep the dragon aspect, like they can only banish dragons, but then I feel that's still a problem because you get things like Eclipse Wyvern, and you've got the Dark Matter Dragon FTK will still be a problem. But in terms of helping out the attribute-specific decks like Harpies or Ritual Beasts or Mermails or, you know, Machina Gadget type things that like running Redox and Tidal and Tempest, and even some fire decks like, you know, Blaster, like maybe Fire King, like that spot destruction to get rid of a skill drain that's screwing him over, or lose 1 turn, sorry, that's screwing him over. Something to that effect, which I feel will be a lot more playable and a lot more tame for the metagame. But yeah, that's pretty much my take on it. You know, Dragon Commanders is what I say whenever I talk about this to my friends. Just level 7 attribute specific support that can't be used alongside dragons. And you know what, like, hell, make them worm attribute or worm type, because worm type has shit all going for it. But let me know what you guys think. Go ahead, leave a comment in the comment section saying whether you think that's bad, good, what your opinion is of the Dragon Rulers, all that fun nonsense that we just got over 2 weeks ago and I'm bringing back for my subscribers. Yeah, go ahead. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time on YGO Strats.